Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Demo Mondays. Demo Mondays is a video series published on Mondays where I invite founders, creators, and representatives of different Amazon seller tools, and I ask them to demo their softwares to show what's inside. And today my guest is FeedbackFive. And FeedbackFive is presented by Louis Mizzell, who is the product manager of FeedbackFive. And hello there, Louis.
Hey, Augustus. Great to be here with you.
Could you introduce us to FeedbackFive? What is it and what problem does it solve for Amazon sellers?
Yeah, so FeedbackFive is the industry's leading feedback and product review management software. So we enable Amazon sellers to build, monitor, and protect their seller reputation and their product reputations on Amazon. So, in building that seller reputation, we provide automated email solicitations for feedback and product review requests to help sellers really save them a lot of time in building their reputation. But we also import their order data and feedback data and review data and give that back to them with solid reporting and analytics to help them monitor their seller reputation and product reputation. And we deliver text and email alerts anytime there's a negative review so that they can kind of know, the minute that something has happened to affect their Amazon reputation. And finally, we provide the tools and the preloaded email templates to help them respond if there is a negative seller feedback or a negative product review to help them protect their reputation.
Mm-hmm. And what Amazon sellers are you targeting? What scale of the Amazon sellers?
Yeah, really any size seller. We have a large base of customers, and they kind of run the gamut from sellers that are just starting out all the way up to very large enterprise sellers, that are doing hundreds of thousands of orders per month. And so, for the small and kind of just starting out seller, they have that kind of chicken and egg dilemma. I can't get orders because I don't have any feedbacks, but I can't get any feedbacks because I don't have any orders yet. So FeedbackFive kind of helps small sellers get over that hump. But then, our tools and also our pricing model is really kind of designed and structured to help grow with your Amazon business. So it's very scalable. And on that large end, like I said, we have lots of very large enterprise customers. We've been around since 2009. So, we can handle really any volume of emails or orders of data that you want to throw at us.
Yeah, I think your software is one of the oldest in the market.
Yeah, that's right.
And what marketplaces do you cover with FeedbackFive?
Yes, we currently serve 10 marketplaces. So .com, Canada, Mexico, and then the 5 European marketplaces. So Germany, France, UK, Spain, Italy. We also support India. And just recently, we've added Amazon Australia. So we have sellers on Australia now. And I saw that Amazon is going to be rolling out in Switzerland soon, I believe. So whenever Amazon's there, we'll roll that out as well.
Users of FeedbackFive obviously need to link their seller account to your software. How fast do you pull the first data, and is this process easy?
Yeah, that's right. So a Seller Central integration is required for us to pull in your orders and your feedbacks, and for us to be able to send emails based on order-related events. But this is very quick and easy. We've developed our software on top of Amazon's integrated registration pipeline. So this is a very seamless experience. The actual steps to integrate is just a couple of clicks. You can do that in minutes. And then once you've done that, once you've set up that integration, it's less than an hour, you'll start seeing your orders.
All right, so let's look what's inside of FeedbackFive.
All right, so let me just kind of orient you to the tool. As soon as you kind of set up your account and log in, you're taken straight to the dashboard. And this is really kind of the command center for FeedbackFive. It gives you all the information you need to monitor your account and monitor your performance and see how you're doing. At the top here, we have help links and a guided tour in case you ever have any questions on how to utilize the tool. And then along the left side here is our navigation panel that takes you to all the different pages within FeedbackFive. So let me just kind of quickly give you a rundown of the dashboard here. So we have these kind of informational tiles that give you a good overview of kind of what's been going on in your business. And you can choose the time duration that you would like, whether it's last 24 hours, 30 days, last billing cycle, this billing cycle. So you get an understanding of, how many orders have been imported in the tool, how many negative feedbacks, positive feedbacks. And then you can also get an understanding of, how you're utilizing the tool. How many emails have you sent? How many orders have been excluded from email solicitation? That sort of thing. And then we also have very useful line graphs that help you see over time how many feedbacks you've been getting, both positive and negative. The same with product reviews. If you are following any ASINs with our product review feature, then you can see those that have been imported here. And then this is my favorite line graph here. This gives you a really good understanding over time of how many orders have been imported, how many emails have been solicited based off those orders, and also your open rate. So you can really kind of at a glance get a good understanding of what's going on there. And so as I mentioned earlier, FeedbackFive is really designed to help you build, monitor, and protect your seller reputation and your product reputation. So I'll kind of go through those workflows a little bit, and the first piece of that is obviously automated email solicitation to help you build your Amazon reputation. And when I talk about FeedbackFive and our automated email solicitation, really the first thing that comes to mind is the tool is simple but powerful. So if you're one of these sellers that like many Amazon sellers, a lot going on. You're an entrepreneur. You have a lot to kind of manage with your business, and so you may be saying, listen, I don't have time to kind of go in and configure these complicated email campaigns and these templates and all that sort of thing. I need something that I can go in and in a matter of minutes, I want to be sending out really solid emails for feedbacks and reviews. And if that's you, then FeedbackFive is great, because we as soon as you log in, it's going to come with 3 already configured default email campaigns. So the first one is the first seller feedback request. So as soon as the order comes in, based on the time frame that you choose, it's going to send out the first request for feedback. Then there's a follow-up feedback request, and then finally a product review request. So these are preloaded, and they also come with preloaded templates that I'll go into and show you. So we've been around since 2009. We absolutely know what works in terms of setting up these campaigns and setting up these templates, and we've kind of preloaded all that in there for you. So if you're saying, I just need something that's simple, I want to start doing this now, all you do is log in and just activate these campaigns. It's as simple as that. However, as I mentioned, it's also incredibly powerful. So I'll go over that a little bit right now. So we're on the campaigns page, and campaigns are where you set up really the logic of your email campaign. So the timing and the conditions, for which orders and when. And you can also set different templates, and I'll go into that next on exactly how to configure these templates. At a glance, at the campaign view, you can see which of your campaigns are active. You can see how many emails are currently pending based on your order volume, how many you've sent, how many have been open. And then in order to actually configure that, you would go in here. Now this is a default campaign, so these settings aren't really changeable, because we've kind of preloaded this with really what we know to work really well. So what is not changeable with this is that we are going to send this email if the seller feedback has not yet been received and if the order has not been refunded. So we have the capabilities to exclude refunds. And then with this, you can change the timing. So, if you think 14 days is a little too long and you want to go ahead and send it 7 days or 3 days after the order, that's fine. And then we can also change the trigger date. So if you don't want order date to be the event, you can change it to delivery date, feedback received, product review received, or when the last email was sent. And then similarly, you can change when, for how old these orders are. If you're just starting out and you want to kind of play catch up, you can go back to 90 days of your orders. And so that's a default campaign, but you may be saying, I really want to kind of dig in and configure this, at a much higher level. So all you would do is just create a copy of that first seller feedback request, and now you can kind of go in and see the different rules. So send if the seller feedback received is, and you can set that. You can, the way it's configured right here, it's only going to send to orders where you've not received any feedback. But maybe you want a campaign that thanks someone for sending you a positive feedback, and so you could just change that and set it to positive feedbacks. However you want to do that. Similarly, we have this kind of preloaded to exclude refunded orders, but you can change that. And this is kind of where you really see the power of our campaign functionality. So I could spend the full hour really talking about all of the powerful logic that we've built into our campaigns, but I'll just kind of quickly go through. So you can set it up to only send campaigns for certain SKUs or ASINs. You can do it by fulfillment channel. Maybe you want a different campaign for FBA versus MFN, repeat buyers. You can kind of set it so that if you want to have limits on the number of emails you send per order, so you can change that. Product review received. So one of the features that I'm going to go into a little later is buyer review matching. And when you have that set up, then you can start to actually change your campaign logic based off of whether or not you've received a certain product review. So that's a really powerful functionality. And on and on. I won't kind of bore you with all of these different campaign rules, but we have very powerful and thorough campaign logic here. So the next piece that I'm going to go into is the templates. And as I mentioned, anytime you create an account, you're going to get these 3 preloaded templates: first seller feedback, second seller feedback, and product review. So I'll just kind of go in quickly to one. We have 2 different editors. Some folks like our wizard. They feel it's really easy. It kind of breaks the email out into the different components and enables you to kind of edit it in that way. We also have different designs of layouts. If you want a holiday theme or really any kind of theme, we have tons of different themes that you can choose from. But we also have an advanced editor that really is the one that I like to use the most, and it gives you tons of complicated or rather powerful functionality to edit your templates here. So you'll see that the one that we have that's already loaded uses these shortcut tags. So it's got the customer name, your company name, order number, the item list that they ordered with the link, and also down below the feedback link. So this is obviously dynamic with each order, and like I said, this is a tried and tested feedback solicitation email that we use. And so, if you just want to leave this like it is, you know you're going to get a great email. But if you want some kind of customization and configuration, we give you all of that capability. So here you see kind of very familiar text editing tools. We also have many more of these shortcut tags. So, all of the different feedback links that you can imagine. We have the stars, and then for product reviews, we have the product review link with the picture of the product, and all of the different kind of combinations you can imagine. Details of your company. So if you have a vendor number, a company name, anything that you want to put out there. We have an unsubscribe link as well. And then, all of the order details, customer names, any of the package tracking information, share on social, lots of different shortcut tag options. And, our customers are really great about coming up with new ideas for shortcut tags, and anytime they email in, we're always eager to consider those for development. Another item I want to mention here is we do have the ability to very simply insert images into your emails if you've got a logo or something like that. And also we help you maintain a document library if you want to attach PDFs, if you have special instructions for your product or anything like that. I also want to touch on this very powerful feature, which we call Sku Tags. In the event that you want to have specific messaging for individual products, and you want that to be dynamic within a single template, you can create Sku Tags. And all you would do is simply, to add a new Sku Tag, you insert a single SKU or a group of SKUs, and then type out and create your specific message for that specific product, and save those changes. And you can do that, for as many SKUs as you need. And then in your template, all you would do is just enter the shortcut tag Sku Tag. And what it would do is any orders that contain those SKUs are going to drop that text or email snippet in there for you. So really a lot of power and functionality with our email solicitation. So, kind of covering both of those ends. If you just want to turn it on and go and not think about it, it's simple enough. But if you have a lot of different complicated needs with your email campaigns, we can help you out there.
Louis, I wanted to ask, you mentioned that FeedbackFive covers a lot of different language marketplaces. How does it reflect in the templates? Do you provide templates, let's say in Japanese or German?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. So I am currently demoing a .com store, so it's not going to have that. But if I were in a Spanish store, for example, we do have preloaded international templates based on the language there. And these are templates that we've had professional translators work on. And so, it's not like we went to Google Translate and dropped it in there. These are professionally translated templates that are going to look natural for whatever marketplace that you're selling in.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yep. All right. And kind of one other item I want to touch on with the email solicitation is auto exclusions. Let's say that for all of your campaigns, that there's just certain orders that you want to exclude. So we do have an auto exclusion section that enables you to, exclude orders that ship late. or exclude checkout by Amazon orders or anything that's shipped out of the country. And we also enable kind of broad sweeping SKU exclusions. So if there's a certain product that you just know that you don't want to solicit on Amazon, you can exclude that as well. All right, next I want to go to the My Orders page. So as I mentioned, we're importing all of your orders. And so you have a really kind of powerful reporting functionality with all of set custom filters. If you want to, filter for all of the different kind of aspects of your order data. Also have the ability to configure this table any way you like. If there's certain data points that you want to see about your orders, you can configure that as well. And if you're like me and you like to kind of geek out in Excel, we have this download to CSV format. So you can download it, open it up at Excel, and do all of the kind of data analysis that you would want to do for your emails and orders. One other item I want to touch on while we're on this page is we do show the status of these orders, and all the kind of campaign data. When is the next campaign up? When was the last email sent? And the status here, covers whether that order has been solicited, whether an email is pending for it. And one of them that you'll see is Amazon opt-out. The Amazon opt-out has obviously been a hot topic for folks, and I just want to kind of talk about the functionality that we have to handle that. So anytime you solicit an order and you get that kickback from Amazon that says this email couldn't be delivered because your customer has decided to opt out of communications, all you have to do is set up an auto forward to optout.mail@feedbackfive.com, and we will opt out that buyer globally from any future solicitations. And the great thing about that is we have really the largest kind of set of customers that are using automated feedback solicitations at Amazon. And so our global opt-out network is enormous, and we have a lot of customers that are participating in this. So if one of our sellers has opted out a buyer and that buyer buys from you, then you will automatically have them opted out of solicitations, and you won't waste the time of sending them an email. All right, the next thing I want to cover is the feedback page. So in addition to your orders, we're importing your feedback, and similarly, we have all the kind of filtering and data configuration for you to kind of change these the tables in the way that you want to see them. If Amazon has removed or kind of stricken that feedback for any reason, we'll show that for you as well. And one of the kind of best features here is, as I mentioned, we do give you the tools and the functionality to help protect your reputation, to help work to minimize the number of negative feedbacks that you get. So you see here, there was a negative feedback, and so all you have to do to respond is just click on that buyer, and it's going to automatically load a pre-populated template of a way for you to address that negative feedback. The number one thing you want to do if you've kind of legitimately messed up and they have a reason to want to complain is you want to address their needs as quickly as possible. And so we've drafted a really effective email for that. And so really in 2 clicks, you can work to address that negative feedback. And then there's another option if the negative feedback is one that violated one of Amazon's policies. Let's say it it's calling out some of your personal information, or it uses profanity, or it's really a product review. Those reasons where Amazon sometimes will remove it. We also, in this green box, give you very simple instructions for taking action with Amazon to get that removed. All right, the next piece of the tool, actually, before I go on to product reviews, I do want to touch on some of our analytics capabilities. So as I mentioned, we do track open rates, and for each of your campaigns, we give you a really solid kind of analytics view of exactly what's going on. So if you want to see your open rate, for example, you can see that we're kind of hovering around, I don't know, 25 or 30 or so for the last few days, and you can see all sorts of different bar charts and graphs on how your campaign is performing. All right, next I want to move to a really popular feature in FeedbackFive, and that's product review management. So a lot of what we've been talking about is managing your seller reputation and managing your seller feedbacks. But a lot of folks are really interested in their products and their product reviews. And so with this tool, we enable you to load ASINs up to follow. And as soon as you add ASINs into our tool, we will start importing the product reviews for those different ASINs. So it's really great. And this is something that even our free plans include 2 ASINs for you to follow. Our enterprise plans allow you to follow 10 ASINs. And then we also have product review management packages that are really affordable. For only $10 a month, you can be following 50 ASINs. So let me kind of show you what all is involved there. Typically, we do have the actual image of the product. I'm using a demo account that's just got dummy data, so this isn't actually connected to Amazon, so it's not showing the image. If you click the item, it's going to go in and show you all the different reviews. If you click the ASIN, it'll take you to that ASIN on Amazon. So I'll just click this item here, and as you can see, gives you a quick rundown of the reviews for that product, and it gives you the last 2-day, 30-day, and 90-day views there. Similarly, all the different kind of filtering that you would want to do for this data set you can do, and you can also download it to CSV if you want to do some really solid analysis on your reviews. The link here will take you to the actual review on Amazon. And then really this is kind of the biggest feature that we have that we're really excited about, is we're going to match that review to the buyer. And obviously there's a lot that goes into that. Clearly it has to be someone that reviewed your product that also ordered from you. So for private label folks, that's not as big a concern, but if you're selling a product that other folks are selling, your match rates aren't going to be as great. But this is an algorithm that we've developed, and it takes a lot of different data points into consideration. It's not just looking to match the name up and calling it a match. That works for a small percentage of reviews, but as you know, you can review a product as anonymous or any name that you choose. So just trying to match up on the name is not going to work, but the algorithm that our developers have created really is the best in the industry to get a solid match. And so the great thing about buyer review match is we enable you to take action. So if this is a negative product review, let's say, and you want to take action on that, you simply click the match, and that's going to bring up the order. It's going to show you the order number and the name, and you can click send an email. And again, we have a pre-loaded template that helps you address a negative review, to help you get feedback from the customer, see what it was that was wrong, and and do everything you can to make it right with the customer.
It is really an exciting feature you have. I know a few weeks ago or months ago, there were possibilities to match 100% with 100% accuracy these orders, but Amazon removed this possibility. So a lot of services cannot provide this data anymore. And how accurate is your matching? Is it 100% or 90%?
Well, like I was saying, it really is a difficult rate to pin down for any one seller, because it depends on whether or not the person that reviewed it actually purchased from you, and it also depends on whether or not the person that reviewed it is still a customer on Amazon. Maybe they deleted their buyer account, and there's all different kind of variables that can interrupt your ability to match. But I will say, if that person has left a review and if they have ordered from you within the last 90 days, our system has the ability to deliver that match. So really, the highest possible rate. It's hard to put a number like 100 or 80 or 70 on it, because like I said, it does kind of have to factor in a number of different variables there.
Yeah, you sound very confident about this algorithm, so I understand that users are not really complaining about the matching results.
Yeah, and I mean, I am very confident in the way it is now, but like anything with Amazon, it's changing on a daily basis. So we have an excellent team of developers that are constantly working to stay on top of everything, but it's a dynamic and changing space we're in. So we certainly are confident in the way it works today.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So that is our product review feature. And one thing I do want to add on this is one, we talked about email campaigns that enable you to solicit product review requests. And I want to make it clear that you don't have to be following ASINs in PRM to solicit for those products. So you can send product review requests for any of your orders, whether or not you're following those ASINs. And another thing I want to mention is that you can follow ASINs with our PRM feature, even if you're not selling those ASINs. A lot of folks use it for product research. Maybe they're thinking about starting to sell this product, or they're using it for competitive intelligence. Maybe a new product has come up that's really eating into their sales, and they want to kind of see what's going on with the competing product. So a lot of different use cases for this, but you certainly don't have to be selling the product in order to follow it. All right, the next piece of functionality that I want to touch on is within our options page, and our alerting functionality. So like I said, we really help you kind of monitor and stay on top of your seller reputation and your product review reputation. So we provide both email notifications or text notifications for both negative seller feedbacks and negative product reviews. So you can just kind of go into this and configure exactly how you want it. Maybe you only want emails, and maybe you don't want to get an email every time you get one. Maybe you want us to just kind of accumulate them all and send a daily total at a certain time each day. So you can set that. Similarly, you just enter your mobile number, click verify to enter the quick code to have that set up, and you're up and running. So this is really a great feature. If you're like some of our clients who really want to set it up to where it's in kind of auto mode, their emails are sending out, and they don't want to log in every day. It's just like, send me a text if something goes wrong. Then you can set these text alerts up, and as soon as you see that you've gotten a negative feedback, you can log into the tool, quickly go to the feedback page, click the buyer name, click send, and you've done what you need to do to address that negative feedback. Another piece of functionality that I'll quickly touch on is, for some of our more enhanced features, so importing positive feedback, or also configuring enhanced buyer review match. It requires a secondary login to your Seller Central account. It's a very simple and kind of seamless kind of additional layer of integration that we provide. It's optional, but it does enhance your usage of the tool. Next, I'll just kind of go into the kind of different aspects of your account. So one thing I want to point out is that we have this manage users function here. You can add, if you have a FeedbackFive account, you can add an unlimited amount of users. So maybe you're an established store and you have an entire team of folks that are helping you run your business. You can invite that entire team, and you can kind of set different permissions. Maybe you want one person to be the store owner to have all the kind of billing and account privileges, and then we send various administration emails. We let you know if you're about to hit your overage, or we give you a daily summary every day to kind of give you an update on how many feedbacks are coming in, how many emails you've sent, how many orders you've imported, and all different kind of notifications. So, if you want to add a bunch of users, but you don't want them getting the emails, you can make that determination there. And one final area is just under the manage stores section. This is where you would upgrade your account. If you're kind of sending a certain amount of emails and you want to send more, or if you want to add a product review management plan, you can do that all here. But you can also add new stores. Like I said, we are on 10 different Amazon marketplaces, and we'll get in this a little later when we talk about our different pricing plans. But our accounts are they enable multi-store pricing plans, so you can have one FeedbackFive pricing plan with multiple stores on that. So multiple different marketplaces are sending from the same email bucket, and you don't have to set up multiple accounts. So our pro plan includes 2 stores, and our enterprise plans include 5 stores. So to do that, it's really simple. You just click add new store, choose the marketplace. As you see, we have all of the 10 here, and just kind of fill it out from there. The step 1 is filling it out, and step 2 is that integrated pipeline registration. So literally within a few clicks, you can be up and running on a new marketplace. All right, and then the final thing that I want to demo in the tool, and really this is a feature that I feel like really sets FeedbackFive apart, is our robust customer support. So you see this customer support tab. It takes you into our knowledge base and customer support center. So we have really just a wealth, a full library of different articles with instructions on how to do really everything that you could possibly imagine with FeedbackFive. And the other thing that's really great is you see these little orange dots down here. If you click this, it pulls up a live chat feature. So this gives you immediate dialogue and immediate connection with our customer support team. And I love to brag about our customer support team. These are dedicated, full-time, experienced customer support representatives with FeedbackFive. These folks have been living and breathing FeedbackFive and Amazon seller issues for years and years. So, they're absolutely experts on, number one, our tool, but they're also experts on Amazon. They can give you great advice on, what is allowed within their policies, or what might not be allowed, and give you advice on, what are kind of best practices in setting up your campaigns and setting up your templates. So really just a wealth of information with this team, and they're incredibly helpful. So Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., you have an immediate connection with those folks, and we always have really fast response time. So definitely encourage our users to leverage that kind of feature of our tool, because I think it's one of the best in the business. And that really completes the demo. This was a pretty brief one. As you can see, there's a ton of functionality and power in FeedbackFive, and I really just kind of touched the surface. But I hope it gives a really kind of good overview to help you understand what you can accomplish with the tool.
Thanks, Louis. Very detailed demo. And could you present us the pricing structure?
Yeah, so FeedbackFive really has plans from a free account with 50 emails all the way up to enterprise plans. We have multiple enterprise plans, and our biggest is Enterprise 1000 that gives you 1 million emails per month. And if you need more than 1 million, just talk to us, and we can handle that as well. As I mentioned, we do have multi-store pricing. So if you go with our Pro plan, which is really one of our more popular plans, you're going to get 2 free stores. So you can have a .com store and a Canada store, or whichever 2 stores you choose. Those are included in that for free, and can send from the 1,500 a month monthly emails. But if you decide you want more stores, you can add as many as you want, just for $10 extra a month. And our enterprise plan come with 5 stores. So if you're on the European marketplace and are sending, around 8,000 emails a month among all those 5, then Enterprise 8's a perfect plan for you, because you can get all of your 5 European marketplaces on the same plan for no additional cost. And then the other feature I want to talk about in terms of pricing is the product review management. So as I mentioned, even our free plan comes with 2 free ASINs. Enterprise comes with 10. But if managing product reviews for lots of different ASINs is important to you, we have different packages for that. So you can monitor 50 ASINs just for $9.99 a month, all the way up to 10,000 ASINs. And we even have some higher plans if that's something that you would be interested in. Just click this to contact our sales team, and we can work something out for you. And then obviously with FeedbackFive, we offer a free trial. So our standard free trial is 14 days, and during this period, you can try any of our plans for free. But as a special offer to your viewers, Augustus, we have a coupon code, and it's EUPLS. So if new users enter that coupon code at sign up, they'll get a 30-day free trial. So that's a special free trial offer for your viewers.
All right, thanks a lot for this offer. So it's really a great opportunity for some sellers just to test out for 1 month your software, which looks really impressive. I like the product review matching feature. I'm sure a lot of people like that and want that. And do you have any plans for some additional features to present to your users?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So as I mentioned, as soon as Amazon does roll out Switzerland, we will plan to add that marketplace. But we're also really excited about bringing kind of new tools and data and feature functionality to the FeedbackFive user interface that makes it even easier for sellers to manage their Amazon reputation. So, automated email solicitation is obviously a key component of FeedbackFive, but in terms of providing functionality that enables sellers to monitor and protect their reputation, both their seller reputation and their product reputation online, there's a lot more that we can do there, and we're really excited about kind of rolling out some new features along those lines. And one thing I'll say about kind of the development of FeedbackFive and our software, I'm really spoiled at Ecom Engine. I have a full team of full-time developers that's completely devoted to FeedbackFive. So Ecom Engine has a number of great products. We have an inventory management tool, Restock Pro. We also have a product intelligence tool as well. And each of those products have their own development teams, but I have a team of really sharp developers who every day are working to add value to FeedbackFive and also to keep FeedbackFive kind of the leader in the industry, because as I'm sure if you develop software for Amazon sellers and you just kind of put it out there and let it sit, you're going to be behind in less than a week. Amazon and software is just constantly changing, and so I'm really excited about how great our team is at just kind of staying on top of everything that's going on with Amazon, and also kind of keeping that focus on adding additional value to our users.
Wow, thanks. Very interesting, great presentation. Thanks a lot for being here, and good luck in your business.
Yeah, thanks so much, Augustus. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's been great to speak with you.